Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Just Say to Discord. I am back.
But yeah, we made a
Great.
mistake and let him back
I got
on.
a nice tan. Yeah, well, I got a nice tan over in Eastern Washington. High
You're a
elevation,
liar.
closer to the sun. Therefore, I'm darker.
You're still not purple.
We're still I don't know. I haven't taken the test like Rimshee has. Still the same. Let's say it's a Discord coming at you every Friday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right before your beloved late night sleeps. Oh, it was good seeing people.
People don't exist. People are a fiction.
Don't fuck with me like that. I'm in a fragile state still.
Oh, you're in a fragile state.
Jables is a fragile state.
Yeah, I spent too much living
in
I spent too much time in an apartment by myself, staring at a wall, thinking about shit. And sometimes I go into all this isn't real sort of a territory, and it's not healthy.
Clandestine boner adjustment. Actually, that does sound like a band name.
Oh,
I can't play instruments, so no.
You should change the word adjustment to something that starts with the C. That way it could be the CDC.
The CBC?
Oh, CBC. Damn it.
Yeah, you completely fucked that one up, didn't you?
I did.
No, I was going to say that you should change the adjustment to something that starts with a T, so it turns into CBT. Right.
Yeah,
people have been complaining that that they don't know how you doing, Eddie. So
yeah, and
I have to sit here and fucking explain every time it happens. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Sir is very nice and not going too deep, just telling everybody that you're still alive.
You don't call me anymore. You used to bug me all the fucking time with phone calls. Now I haven't heard from you in almost 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, tuck it into your belly button. I get it. Yeah. Wait, Addie hasn't even called you in like 3 weeks?
Close. Hey, we got a Larry here.
Oh god, Larry is dabbing.
Oh, well, we have reunions.
Behave yourself. I know you're excited, but calm down.
It is what it is.
We're all excited.
We're all
you want to talk about what NASA's doing?
Huh?
Do you want to talk about what NASA's doing?
Oh yeah, you know it would be helpful if I had the right window up.
Fucking cool when it first came into existence.
All right, let's talk about black holes. I'm not serious.
No.
Building NASA's site. Design done. Now full speed ahead on hardware. Psyche, psych, whatever. I don't give a fuck. We'll see what the acronym stands for, and then we'll figure out if I care. Psyche, the NASA mission to explore a metal rock asteroid of the same name, recently passed a crucial milestone that brings it closer to its August 2022 launch. 2022 sounds really weird for some reason, or it did just then. Now the mission is moving from planning and designing to high gear manufacturing of the spacecraft hardware that will fly to its target in the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Like all NASA missions, Earlier work on Psyche started with drawing up digital blueprints. Then came the building of engineering models, which were tested and retested to confirm that the systems would do their job in deep space by operating the spacecraft, taking science data, and communicating it back to Earth. And the team just sailed through a key stage in that process, the critical design review. That's when NASA examines the designs for all of the project systems, including the 3 science instruments and all the spacecraft engineering subsystems, from telecommunications, propulsion, and power to avionics and the flight computer. It's one of the most intense reviews a mission goes through in its entire life cycle, said Lindy Elkins Tanton. They hyphenated. Who, as principal investor for Psyche, leads the overall mission. And we passed with flying covers. The challenges are not over, and we're not at the same
Flying covers?
What? Flying colors.
Okay.
What joke are you gonna make, Jables?
Mm-hmm. I thought I said covers.
No, colors.
All right.
And we're not
ain't
at the
flying,
finish.
Flying colors. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm 3 sheets to the wind, Jables. It's all about the covers.
Yeah.
I should be.
That's not entirely true.
See, even Larry heard covers. Larry doesn't lie.
There is that one time that you absolutely kicked the shit out of an irrelevant pop idol in a tweet, so yeah.
Wait, what?
I think Aaron Carter was being a bitch and completely destroyed him and got temporarily banned for it.
Oh, yeah. That's always fun. You know, that's why I have respect for Tariq Nasheed. As much shit as I give him, never blocks me.
Well, at least he's got that going for him. Let's get a little scotch going here, so maybe it's not as horrible. A lot more scotch. Oh well, fuck it. We're going with this. All right.
Everybody heard. No. Everybody heard either covers or colors.
So, according to chat, I'm either Larry, racist or can't speak.
Indeed.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start over from this quote. And we passed with flying colors. The challenges are not over, and we're not at the finish line, but we're running strong.
Wait, the colors can fly now?
They sure as hell don't run.
How do you think they make it across the border? Sorry. Okay.
That depends on which border.
That's true. Well, Canadians just need to saunter.
I like that, Addie. That's funny.
Who the fuck is Rimshee anyway? Even we don't know.
Oh, I know.
She's over party.
His name is.
I mean, technically, in order to be over, he would have done to begin with.
What's really funny is if you look up Rimshee's real name, there's 2 more famous people with the same name that show up on Google. So,
yeah, one of them's a race car driver. The other one is a.
It's a Holocaust denier.
Yeah, Holocaust denier. He's. I'm trying to remember what the. I'm trying to remember what the institute is, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I remember Rimshee was trying to get me to find like the Holocaust denier. When I looked up, he was like, "Hey, look up my name." And I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, you share a name with a race car driver." He's like, "Oh, that's not what I thought you would find."
I was like, wow, they changed it. Cool. The first choice is no longer that racist asshole.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Oh. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, we have a lot to do tonight.
Oh yeah, mission scientists and
Yeah,
engineers.
there's plenty
We
we can
don't
skip.
ever have more to do than we can accomplish. If we don't get to fucking the Scooby Doo article or the sewer
what?
water slide, it's not a big deal.
No, we're getting to that one at least.
The which one?
We have to justify our title.
Yeah, Gary Larson and sewer water slide are the two that we need most.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to do those.
We'll do Scooby Doo near the end, Larry. We got you.
Mission scientists and engineers work together to plan the investigations that will determine what makes up the asteroid Psyche. One of the most intriguing targets in the main asteroid belt. Scientists think that, unlike most other asteroids, that there are rocky or icy bodies. Psyche is a largely metallic iron and nickel, similar to Earth's core, and could be the heart of an early planet that lost its outer layers. Huh.
Yeah.
Do we really need to? Because they're basically going there to study the Earth's core from a distance by proxy. I don't know.
Yeah, something that's similar to the Earth's core and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, the next thing they say, since we can't examine Earth's core up close, exploring the asteroid Psyche, about 140 miles or 226 kilometers wide, could give us valuable insight into how our own planet and others formed. So basically, they're going to talk about how we're going to use this to study Earth from a distance by proxy. Yeah!
Well, yeah, that's what the Japanese are doing. They're still launching larger and larger shit into that asteroid that mountain road. It's fucking hilarious.
Honestly, I think this is kind of cool, but
yeah.
No, Addie, we're not shutting up. You go get pizza. I'm not gonna stop you from getting pizza.
Addie, go ahead. The fun articles don't happen for a little bit. So
yeah, this is just science. So let's pop on to the next science article, because it's all the science articles tend to be kind of long, and they get to their point in the beginning, and then it's just tedious, which I think we're getting to now.
Yeah, sir, do you want to talk about the Jello? Or do you want me to talk about the Jello?
Jello, it's live.
I can talk about snot.
Yeah.
Coming to us from CNET, weird green gel-like substance found on the moon finally identified. No, it's not space snot. I disagree, Amanda Cruiser. When China's Yuta-2 rover spotted the weird greenish gel-looking substance, okay, how do we know that the Chinese didn't just fucking land there?
So no, they never landed on the moon. They're actually they're doing what the original moon landing did, and they're filming it in a studio or some shit.
I actually, to be totally fair, this is the same rover that was able to germinate a cottonseed on the moon. So just saying.
Okay. Fuck China though. Anyway, in a crater on the far side of the moon last year, there was an understandable sense of excitement. What was it? Aliens? Space knot? Melted rock? The team, led by researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences, published an analysis of the substance in the journal Earth and Planetary Science. It's rock, more specifically, impact melt breccia. Breccia is rock made up of fragments of rocks or minerals cemented together like a geologic version of one of those jello solids packed with fruit bits. Melt it down and it can become glassy. Eta 2, part of China's Chang 4 lunar lander mission to investigate the mysterious far side of the moon, took a closer look at the weird find in late 2019. The maneuver gave scientists lots of data to work with to come to the melted rock conclusion. The researchers described the substance as dark greenish and glistening and measured it at about 20 inches wide. It was formed by impact-generated welding, cementing, and aggregating of lunar regolith and breccia, the team reported. A meteorite impact is a likely suspect. Glasses in the lunar regolith are usually sourced from impact melts or from volcanic eruption systems. The study also found the melted rocks are lunar impact melt breccia samples returned by NASA's Apollo moon missions. One of the big questions around the gel-like substance appears to have been answered. It wasn't aliens, but it was a fun moon mystery with a satisfying conclusion. And that was a short and satisfying little science book.
So basically, the rock got melted from our other landings on the moon, and it wasn't able to totally solidify, so it just became a gel-like substance.
No, the rock got melted by an impact.
Oh, okay.
No, they just decided to put some green jello on there, and they didn't realize anyone would actually ask questions. So when their studio footage leaked, they had to come up with some weird explanation.
Well, really, what they used is green gel to lube up the camera, and then they left it. No, dumb joke. I'm not even going to continue. Line of thought.
Joke's on you. It actually came from a Wuhan seafood market.
Joke's on you. It actually came from the Wu-Tang Clan.
But they're not Chinese.
No. That's the point. That's why they didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Larry, it's not space jizz.
I don't know. Snot and
Space
jizz. Snot and jizz have similar consistencies.
Does it? Yeah, it does.
I hate to think what you eat to cause your jizz to have snot consistency.
What?
Well, too fucking bad, Addie. You don't have my permission to die yet.
If you know the truth, just join the Discord and tell all of us. No, you won't, because your wife's asleep right now.
Decide what you owe me.
Ooh, your wife is apparently the deep state. That's yeah.
Hey, Larry. Hey, he's been cheating on you with all of us.
Speak for yourself, Jables.
I haven't been part of that, you asshole. Why wasn't I invited?
So we don't like you, Rimshee. We just tolerate you.
Because Miss Rimshee scares me. And so I didn't.
That's a fair sentiment. That is fair. Don't tell her I said that. What?
Oh, I will.
Nothing, Derek.
I'm texting her right now.
Don't do it. Speaking of which, it's her birthday today.
Oh, is
Very
it?
happy birthday to Miss Rimshee, though.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Miss Rimshee. Yeah, I'm here because she knows that I'm that kind of asshole that's gonna hop online and do the show and whatnot. Also, quarantine. She's sick of me.
Yeah. Well, let her know that everybody's saying happy birthday to her.
Did he actually text you?
Of course he did.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, Addie, if we did lose Rimshee, he'd probably be the most easily replaced.
probably be the what?
No, no. No, we need Rimshee. He does all the production.
I do all the
yeah,
real
all that
work.
shit that you're too lazy.
No, my internet's not good enough. I tried to upgrade. Let me.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. Joking face off. Rimshee and I have already talked about this. I tried to take over production at one point, and my internet wasn't good enough to do it. So, like,
Yeah.
literally couldn't do it. And I tried.
Literally. That's
My
one of the
internet.
biggest reasons I'm still here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we finally found your usefulness, Rimshee. It's not even related to you.
Yeah, I'm completely useless in my real life.
I would
But-
believe them.
But hey, sir, if you want to take over production, like it, I mean,
You really think I give enough of a shit about this show to do that?
exactly.
That's the other factor. All right. Shall we
Especially
move
the
on
amount
to
of
the next
fucking
article?
disrespect I have to deal with around here.
Yeah, which one? Slingshots?
Jables, the astronauts, yeah. Let's burn through this one.
Yeah. Astronauts bound for Mars should swing by Venus first, scientists say. It could be cheaper, faster, and 2 planets for the cost of 1. The roads of human spaceflight all seem to lead to Mars. For decades now, it's been a logical step after the moon. But if you're an astronaut or a cosmonaut on your way to or from Mars, you might make a surprising pit stop along the way. Venus. A flight to or from Mars can happen more quickly and cheaply if it involves Venus flyby on the way or on the way home from Mars. Noam Eisenberg, planetary geologist at Johns Hopkins University, told Space.com. By the way, Space.com
Whatever he's
your best
smoking
info
has
for
to be
space
good
news.
stuff.
Eisenberg is one of a number of scientists and engineers advocating that a crewed mission to Mars also visits Venus. This group of researchers has drafted a white paper on the subject to be submitted for peer review at Acta Astronautica. According to that paper, using Venus as a stepping stone to Mars isn't just one option, it's an essential part of a crewed Mars mission. Venus is how you get to Mars. Kirby Runyon, a planetary geomorphologist at Johns Hopkins University, who's on the white paper team, told Space.com. To get between Earth and Mars, there are 2 options. The first and simplest is a conjunction mission in which a spacecraft flies between 2 planets when they align in their orbits. After reaching Mars, astronauts would need to wait for the planets to align again before they could return to Earth. The wait could take as long as a year and a half. The second option is an opposition mission in which, either en route to Mars or on a return trip, a spacecraft would slingshot past Venus using the planet's gravity to alter course. Using Venus for such a gravity assist would dramatically reduce the amount of energy needed for the trip, saving on fuel, weight, and therefore also on cost. This is the type of mission that these researchers support. They're literally going to use the gravity of Venus to slingshot their way to Mars.
Are they calling Karen fat?
We'll get into Karen later.
It's interesting. It's like, it was a really bad movie, but this is exactly what they did in Armageddon.
In what movie?
It's what they in Armageddon.
They basically they used the moon's gravity to slingshot around the moon to save fuel as they were trying to get to the asteroid.
Yeah, it's also what they did in a what was that Star Trek movie where they went back in time?
Oh yeah, fucking Voyage Home, Star Trek Forward
Yeah,
Voyage. They fucking slingshot it around the sun.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was an episode.
Yeah, like they did it in an episode of the original series first.
Yeah, they've done it a couple of times.
I really like that movie.
It's a fun movie. Especially when Spock's walking around with a headband and
Mhm.
like the days, and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for some LDS." Sorry, that scene specifically just
I
stuck in my
fucking
brain.
love Chekhov walking around. It's like we are looking for nuclear weapons.
God damn it, Addie. Someone take away her channel points.
We can't do that. People got to use them up. I got like 15. I got nearly 16,000 channel points.
How many
I have
do I
over
have?
25,000 at this point.
I've got 33.1 thousand channel points.
Yeah,
Correction,
I mean,
33.2 thousand.
on the main show, I have like 50 or 60,000. I just don't use them.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
if
not
only.
a bad thing to have had a large number from entirely, Larry, but you could have been watching the Lord of the Rings films. Just saying.
That is right. Rimshee, do you still have that image that I think you have behind the window?
She does it.
The fuck's given? No. I'll show. It's actually the one in our lower left-hand corner right now. Is what I have as our background image for the window. Doubled up. Cause fuck China.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's on screen, that's all really. We're not going to get much farther. The plan is to slingshot past Venus. Use Venus's gravity to slingshot us to Mars to save on fuel.
We've reached the point of this.
All about fuel efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they expect that to work properly, because it involves orbiting around the goddamn sun.
What?
What?
Yeah, look at the pictures. You're not directly orbiting around the sun, but you're passing within Venus's orbit. Like, you're going to be closer to the sun than Venus is, and then you're going to slingshot to the moon, and it looks like so much more travel time.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay, so as they are approaching Venus, once they get within a certain distance of Venus, Venus's gravitational pull will start pulling them in.
Yes, I'm aware of this.
And then they do very careful adjustments with the boosters as they're being pulled inwards by Venus's gravity.
No, I get this. What I'm saying is that if you look at the images they have here, you're actually going to orbit the sun
We're already orbiting the sun.
twice.
Everything orbits the sun.
Yeah, but you're going to orbit the sun twice in the time it takes to get.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see what you're talking about. Okay. Uh, no, that's not exactly what's happening.
Okay, it's not exactly, but
I think you're misinterpreting the diagram a bit, Rimshee.
yeah, a little bit. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, what the fuck?
To be fair, they don't have a key to really tell us what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. This sounds like crazy crackpot stuff, but maybe.
What, using another planet's gravity to slingshot yourself? Like,
Oh no, that makes perfect sense. But going further in towards the solar system, or in towards the orbit of the sun, and it looks like you are using a little bit of the sun's gravity, not quite as much as you would be using Venus's, but
mm, yeah, I understand that.
but
Yeah,
I'm
but the way
also
that
not a
the,
I'm not also
like,
not an astrophysicist, so what the fuck do I know?
Yeah,
yeah,
why are we
the
even
way
debating this right now?
I have no idea. The way they describe it in the article, it actually saves on time overall. Because it's frictionless in space, so it'll just be like floating until you hit Venus, and then use your boosters, right, and then launch to Mars.
Yeah, I mean it would definitely save fuel. That's for sure. I just don't know how successful it would be in saving time. Like
Yeah,
it
but
damn well
if
looks like yeah, okay, it's a year that you'd be away practically. Well, looks like over a year, like a year and almost 6 months, based on the positions
yeah,
of the moon or of Earth, its
yeah,
departure
it's a
point
year and a half
versus.
when you get the opportunity to do it.
It almost seems like this would require an even more precise timing to accomplish it properly.
No, like,
No,
if I remember earlier in
it,
the article, they were saying that like the traditional like thought of method would be like to wait until like planets' orbits are in alignment, and you would have to wait up to a year and 6 months for that alignment to come back around again. The reason they want to use Venus is because you can circumvent that waiting.
yeah, and and the so will it take more time? Possibly, but saving on fuel is way more important than the amount of time that it takes, in my
Yeah.
personal opinion.
Yeah,
Because you can't just make more fuel once you're on Mars. So it's better to have extra fuel once you get to Mars than to not
Oh,
have
I'm
any
not
fuel.
arguing that. I'm just saying that it seems a little.
not to mention
I
it
mean, it's
makes
definitely counterintuitive, which is what they're describing here. So I could be completely off base. I probably am, but like I said, I'm not an astrophysicist. So what the fuck do I know?
not
Yeah.
to mention like it makes more frequent like travel feasible by reducing costs.
Shut the fuck up, Addie.
Mhm.
Let's move on. All
Hold on. What is this thing? Yeah, go ahead and move it.
right. Um.
The only interest you have in Scooby Doo is the fact that Daphne Blake gets tied up a lot, Andy.
All right. Moving on. Hong Kong was once a home for critics of Beijing. Now they might not even be safe at the airport.
Oh boy.
Shocker. Fuck China. China sucks. A year ago, Chinese Australian dissident artist Bud. I don't remember how to pronounce
Oh,
that.
well, hold on. Time out real quick. Addie, I agree with you on that. Velma is hotter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fact.
Keep
Nobody
Facts
was
are
debating.
facts. Can't argue. All right. A year ago, Chinese Australian dissident artist Badiu Cao, I probably pronounced that fucking horribly, was searching for a place in Hong Kong to display some of his political work. Many works,
Okay,
many of
Rimshee,
which are critical
Rimshee,
of the Chinese Communist Party.
Rimshee.
What?
I just have to stop you because your butchering of this man's native name is just immensely offensive, and I have to correct you.
Who the fuck let you in here?
It's pronounced Ching Chong Ding Dong Wing Wong Rama Lam Bing
oh,
Boo.
oh, you fucking piece of shit.
You see? You see what fucking happens.
This is why Addie
could've
shouldn't
told
have the
you that.
regular guest role. This is also why Addie should have the regular guest role.
Yeah.
Alright. Critical of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, he says he wouldn't even transfer through Hong Kong airport for fear of being arrested under the city's new national security law. That's because the legislation, which came into effect late Tuesday, doesn't only clamp down on freedoms at home, it also puts foreign citizens who criticize the Chinese government anywhere in the world at risk of jail if they even set foot in the city. Even if they are just transitioning through the airport. It's really concerning and terrifying. Not just for residents in Hong Kong, but anyone who cares about human rights in Hong Kong and human rights in China in general, said Badiu Cao from the artist from his home in Melbourne, Australia. For decades, first under British colonial rule and then after its handover to China, Hong Kong has offered legal protection from the mainland Communist Party. Chinese dissidents, Western academics, and global non-governmental organizations used Hong Kong as a safe space to meet, organize, and criticize Beijing. Mostly without consequences. Beijing fucking sucks. Fuck you, Communist Party.
I have to address something in the chat real quick.
Yeah, I also have to address something in the chat real quick as well.
Addie, you do realize that a show consisting of just me and you, with me being aggressive, you whimpering in the corner from now on.
You know, there are people who would watch
I mean,
that.
Dina might be into that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Listen, Crab, you do realize Addie can come back anytime, as was just demonstrated. Addie just chooses.
In fact, I'll do one better. Addie specifically recommended me for this, Crab. So fuck you.
Nobody kicked Addie out. Addie just left.
No, we kicked Addie out because he was being Addie. Which I'll have to think up a punishment for him.
Wait, did you actually kick Addie out?
And Addie's back.
Hey, guys, look. I want to apologize for the incredibly racist comment made before about that.
No, you don't.
I actually have an article here that it is actually a lot like thorough research. I think has a lot less bias on the topic we're talking about.
Okay,
Zombie Island is a 1998 direct-to-video animated comedy on Hanna-Barbera. In the film, Shaggy, Scooby, Fred, Velma, and Daphne reunite after a year-long hiatus for Mystery Inc. to investigate a bayou island said to be haunted by the ghost of the pirate Morgan Moonscar. The film was directed by.
Yeah.
Wait, you kicking Addie out?
I didn't kick Addie out. I moved her.
Don't do that. That was quality.
That was quality. That doesn't mean we can't. We have to stop the entire show.
Larry, I didn't do shit. I don't control the show.
People are begging for Scooby Doo, and Addie was bringing it. However, you guys are gonna have to wait for the end for our Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah, our Scooby Doo is great.
Now, when I punish Addie, I take a person.
Okay, basic gist of this article.
You left that fucking flogger here, and I am really tempted to use it when you come back.
So, basic gist of this article we want you guys to take away. Fuck China. Or more accurately, the Chinese Communist Party.
Long story short, CCP sucks.
And
Please
if
take
you exist anywhere
lower
but China, you
medium-
probably are on their immediately arrest list. I hope I
We
am by this
definitely
point,
are.
because fuck them.
Yeah, we all definitely are. If you take a quick notice at the lower left-hand corner of the screen,
I will threaten you with whatever the fuck I want.
Hi.
hey Addie, I think you didn't want to be on the show tonight because you have a cough.
I do. I just had to come back in because there's some allegations made that I don't appreciate. One that I left my flogger behind, and that someone wants to use it on me. Like I said in the chat, we can charge for that. We can start a joint OnlyFans. Don't give that away for free. All right? There's a demand. We put that behind a paywall.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? A joint OnlyFans?
Do you not want to get paid too?
Said you were getting
No.
paid.
I saw where that was going from a mile away.
You work for me, bitch.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Where's the W4?
Hold on a minute. How do I file that on my taxes?
You don't have to file it unless you make a certain amount of money. So we'll see how it goes.
True enough. If you're not making anything, then there's no reason to file.
Alright, yeah. Gist of this article, fuck China. They're basically taking over Hong Kong in opposition to their agreement with Britain. Jables, did you want to talk about Tesla?
There's no need for you to fight for it. Addie likes it when I don't do down and use him.
China.
You know, I think Addie will take
Well-
Sir over that crab. No offense.
It gets awkward when no one says anything.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? All right. A Tesla YouTuber wants a gas car. Now YouTube keeps taking down his video.
This is fucking bizarre.
Oh, I know why though.
Yeah, I have.
Without getting
With-
political,
yeah.
I know why.
Guys, I don't want to get political, but what the fuck is a giraffe?
It's a deer with a super long neck and less antlers.
I thought it was like in the leopard family because of the spots.
No,
that's jaguars.
It's closer to an arachnid.
Jaguar? Did you say jaguar?
Yep, the car.
What the fuck is a jaguar? Do you mean jaguar? Like Guar the band?
Oh, you might be thinking of a jaguar.
I'm thinking about a Wendigo right now.
I hate where this has gone. Can we move on?
Of course you are, Jables.
All right.
This show is so off track.
Here's just read the article.
No, I'm not going to read this article. Addie, how have you been? You haven't been around for a long fucking time.
I'm just working. Just fucking working. I work in as some of you may know, for those of you who haven't tuned into an episode that I've been on in a while, it's been a while. I work in the medical industry. I won't name my company, but I'm a courier. So I carry supplies and test kits and blood work and whatnot back and forth to and from the lab and to hospitals and nursing homes and all that kind of stuff. So you would imagine with a pandemic going on, I am very busy. I absolutely am. So before the pandemic kicked off, I felt emotionally drained. And now, amid all of this shit, that's even more so the case. So the idea of me popping on to like a live stream or something like that is just absolutely horrifying to me. So I've been away. I'm also not very personable lately. I've been very grumpy, and I've actually lost two friends over the last couple months because of my bedside manner, as it were. Uh, yeah, so I've been kind of avoiding people. That's like if you have me on Discord or whatever, don't be afraid to shoot me a DM. Be like, hey, Addie, what's up? You might not get a lot out of me, but it's not that I don't want to talk to anyone. It's just my emotional battery is drained, and I haven't
Yeah.
really bothered charging it. I'm not really sure how to charge it at this point.
Hey, Addie.
What's up?
That's why we're trying to have some fun. Because all of our emotional batteries are drained.
I don't like.
I have an emotional battery.
No, well, no, you're just refilled by crayons, but you can get those easily. So, like,
And like, in all seriousness, like, I've said it before, but like, out of everyone who's assembled here, or like on Discord or whatever, I am by far in contact with
Yeah, I do.
So, like, if you guys are like really interested in an update, like, I will answer. Like, don't be afraid to ask me if, like, oh, hey, how's Addie doing? It's like, well, he's all right for the most part. He's just going through some shit right now. We all are.
yeah,
Who isn't?
that's been the answer for the last like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and it's not like Sir says shit. He doesn't mean like, oh, like I'm having money trouble or like I'm like especially depressed or whatever. It's just work is killing me, and I'm just trucking along, and I'm just kind of keeping to myself because
Yeah.
I'm grumpy a lot, and Sir can tell you of the few times I
Oh,
call
yeah.
lately, all I ever do is bitch.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
kind of
fine.
miserable to be around right now.
Like I said, I won't go into it here, but you guys would not believe the fucking horror stories that I hear from him when it comes to this fucking store.
Yep.
Like it leaves me in a red rage at fucking times.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to name my company because I'm afraid something might come back to me or whatever. But
Yeah.
suffice to say, if you do some Googling, you'll find a biomedical company linked to mob ties out of New Jersey. And yeah, a lot of that's like, yeah, we're not a wholesome, good, like family, people oriented company. Uh, we're doing good work, but the almighty dollar comes before making sure people get the care they need. That's 100% the vibe you get from our company.
Mix that with lack of competency and
Yeah. On the ground level where I'm at, like uh, the blue collar types at the company, like myself, we're very much on the bottom, and we're treated like we're not really all that important. Like my direct supervisor is awesome and does whatever he can to accommodate and to help me out and give me breathing room where I need it. But if he has a day off, my phone rings nonstop. It'll be the end of my shift. I'll have done like a 10-hour shift, and then I'll be home.
Focusbreak, welcome.
Hello. I just
Hey, babe.
Yeah,
I just
anyway,
snuck
yeah.
in.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Habib? Yeah, I'm going on a fucking rant. Anyway, yeah, they're working me real hard. I could quit,
I mean, like,
but I don't want to. I'm trying to make
Like-
a career out of this place. For all the
just like-
bitching I do about it, it's an all right job.
The mob ties
the
are
final
fantastic.
the final thing, like, just to give a perspective of how bad it's been lately. I was at work. Like, I had just clocked in. It's 3:00 in the morning. I get a text message from Addie. He's in fucking New Jersey. Just then heading home.
And my shift had started at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's been fucking madness.
That was a fun night.
Oh wait, hold on, time out. What the fuck is this? Habib shows up and all of a sudden Canuck and Skull show up? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
I don't know. I just showed up.
Late?
How are you doing,
You're
Habib?
never fucking late to this show, Skull. What the fuck have you been doing all night?
Yeah, that was my
Fucking
first
hell.
thought when we started. Where the fuck is Skull?
It didn't
Yeah.
feel like the show without you.
Yeah, Habib, we just got past all the science articles, so
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's
Good
fine. I'm just, it's a late evening for me. My sleeping schedule is all over the place. Noticed that you guys were on, and I was like,
I
yeah,
feel
you know
that
what?
too.
I'm gonna pop in.
Fuck it, man. Always welcome.
It's funny since I started streaming, and I gave myself like a couple of days off per week, and then you wake up those days and you're like, I should be streaming, and then you start preparing everything, and you're like, wait, it's Friday, it's my day off. I shouldn't be streaming.
Dude, I do that with my 9 to 5 all the fucking time. Sunday's my only like dedicated day off. But every now and then they'll be like, "Why don't you take Saturday to recover?" And I'll wake up on Saturday and be like, "All right, gotta get ready, gotta do." I'll be like in my uniform on my way to my work car, and I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck am I doing? Oh my god, what has my life become?"
No,
Yeah.
it's like 2020. I need to cancel this year. This year is fucking weird.
Yeah,
Do you remember hugs? Remember hugs? Like,
Yeah.
I miss hugs.
I do actually. Last weekend, I went and hung out with my parents, and I got my first hug since quarantine started, and it felt great.
No,
Hey, Canuck.
listen. Like, it's weird for me because it's a lot of things are like a lot of things that used to be normal are now weird. Dubai is starting to open up. We opened the airports now to European travel, including the UK and Americans. And I'm like, wait, no, I don't want Americans here. No offense, but I don't want you guys here.
fucking blame you.
But yeah, I've been talking with this events management company, trying to get back into business, and they're like, "Yeah, we're interested in your photography and whatnot." And then it became from we to I, and the lady was getting a little bit too friendly, and I'm like, "I'm fine." And she's like, how about a dinner meeting?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm being asked out, but I'm fine with that." But it just feels I've been in that situation before where you just like business partners, you just go out with them for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm gonna meet a person in 6 months. I haven't met a new person, and now he's taking me out for dinner. It's the weirdest thing, and I'm like, how are we gonna handshake?
How do I respond? What do I do?
Oh no, I went to a bar earlier today, and I walked up and I was like, "So do I just sit anywhere?" And they were like, "Yeah, just don't sit with anybody else." Okay.
Oh,
Found a
dude.
table. I sat down, and I had some drinks, and more and more people started coming in. And I started getting nervous that people were gonna encroach on me. I was like, "Oh, I should probably go because I'm just by myself, and there's maybe people coming here with other people. I should just leave. So this table's open." And talk about my insecurities. Never mind. I probably revealed too much about myself than I should have right then.
I don't
It's
know.
all right, Jables. We already knew you were an alcoholic.
I'm still kind of trying to do the whole like I'm not going in places if I don't need to. Whenever I go for fast food, I go through the drive-through and all that, and I still wear my mask and all that because the second wave is coming, guys. It doesn't, there's no speculation to be had. It's there's too many fucking idiots in this country.
They
But I did go into a McDonald's because they opened the lobby up. Like in New York, up until like this past week, McDonald's have all been closed for like indoor, like you can't go in. If you order online, they'll meet you at the door, but they won't let you in. But this week, New York State said like fast food places could open up again. You just can't eat in the restaurant. You can go in, you could stand in line as long as there's space. You could order at the counter and all that stuff or whatever, but you got to get it and get the fuck out. So I had to piss really bad, and there was no, like there was a McDonald's right there. So I pulled in, parked, ran into the bathroom real quick, and on my way out, I noticed that the lobby was partially open, but it's like every other booth had like yellow tape around it, and they had little things that were like you can sit and you can enjoy your meal, but only like only one person per booth, and it's like I don't is are we in that phase? Can you do that now? And I got home and looked it up, and no, you can't. So this one rogue McDonald's in bumfuck New York is just like, oh, well, fuck whatever Cuomo says, fuck whatever the phases are.
well,
Just like, yeah,
this
second wave coming, dude.
To
Second
be
wave,
fair, it's
talk show for
Cuomo.
me. Take me
cares?
away. Take me away.
Like some places do it all right. Like I like what my favorite local Mexican restaurant did, SirIsWatching. Basically, in order to like still serve customers like at the restaurant and let them like sit down and eat, they took some of their tables and chairs out of the restaurant and put them outside underneath the awning.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, the bar I went to today, out on the back patio, all the tables, there was tape marked out where the tables are supposed to be, and if anything is moved outside of that tape area, then it's within 6 feet of another table. So and the bartenders like come by and like do checks every like 2 minutes. So like, nope, get back in the tape circle.
It must be aggravating because of the amount of fucking like public freakouts we're seeing from like parents and shit, just being like, I don't need to wear a mask, it's my civil right, blah blah blah. I can't breathe. Blah, blah, blah. How fucking irritating must it be to be an establishment that just opened up again, and you're bringing people in with like limited capacity, and they're like Karen comes and takes the tape off the fucking booth.
No,
and just
To be fair, there's Karens on both sides.
You guys have the Karen thing over there, but imagine them being as tourists coming to Dubai.
Oh, God.
They flip that dial to 11. That's why when I heard the announcement that they're allowing certain countries, and I was like, Germany, fine, yeah, most of the countries are fine. And I'm like, Americans are coming. I'm like, oh no.
Americans with money, yeah.
Americans with money, and a lot of them. I'm
Well, who else goes outside
I'm
the
trying not to offend
States?
people here by generalizing. I'm not generalizing Americans at all. Like
Well, no,
a lot of the people that come here, as Americans, they either work for the embassy or for the base, and those people are top notch, down to earth. And yeah, the Marines. Like I met a lot of Marine families here, and there's some animosity there because I'm against the wars and everything. I'm like, yeah, you guys are killing brown people here. Like, fuck you. But at the end of the day, we're just. But yeah, we have a drink, and a lot of them are even against the war, but they have like this weird sense of patriotism. But yeah, I don't get it, but it's fine. Yeah. But when it comes to a lot of the tourists, they're like the Karen types are there with their husband's money, and most of they're big CEOs or oil barons, and they're the worst people.
But hey, Habib, can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
You're in a chat with a Marine right now.
No, it's fine, dude. Like I get it. There's a clash when it comes to when it comes to like the whole idea of the U.S. imperialism, and a lot of the Marines that I talk to even disagree with the direction that the U.S. government is taking when it comes to their imperialism.
I hope you're not talking to me because I'm definitely not the Marine.
No, that's fine. I don't know who the Marine is, and I don't really mind.
Hold on.
Look at the names. I
Hold
think the
on.
names are a dead giveaway.
Hold on.
Can I just put an asterisk on the Marine thing with Rimshee?
Okay.
Habib, you're in a voice chat
Hmm.
with a Marine asterisk that Addie could probably take.
Yeah, you can think that. It's fine. You can think whatever you want, Addie.
Well, he is like 4'8", so
4'8"
It's fine.
and a half. God damn it!
That can be one,
No,
man.
Okay, like
let me tell you something about the U.S. military and the personnel, not the military establishment itself. The best party I ever had was in Pinari Castle in Transylvania, Romania. I was there in 2009 because I had this crazy idea of spending Halloween night on top of Dracula's castle.
Were you there with the army?
I met a bunch of Air Force
Oh, okay,
kids over there.
Because that's
And
the time that my brother was in Romania.
no, the Air Force guys just showed up. I don't know. I was just like setting my camera, just trying to take some photos, and all of a sudden they show up, like a couple of dozen of them, and they had all the booze that's it would be enough for an entire village, to be honest. That's so much booze. And yeah, that was one hell of a party. Like one of the best like spontaneous parties I ever had in my life. Very, very like very fun people to hang out with. So I have no problem with the personnel or the people themselves. Like it's all about the establishment and what the higher ups
Yeah.
would do. Like
That's the thing too. It's like
I'll give you an extra secret. Most people in the military have a problem with the establishment and the people higher up.
Yeah,
Like-
it's kind of weird how we don't like the people above us, but we'll listen to them.
Yeah, they give you a little bit of insight into at least coming from the sibling of an active duty army soldier. My brother John, he's been in the U.S. Army. He joined reserves in 2008, 7 or 8, I can't remember. And he went active after his first tour in Iraq, which was 2010. So he's been active duty for 10 years now. He's a quartermaster. He actually shipped out with my other younger brother Rick back to the Middle East. I don't know where, NDAs and all that, but he'll be the first person to tell you he's a career soldier. He's tried integrating back into like regular society, being a civilian again. Didn't work for him. He's riddled with PTSD. He got fucked on his GI Bill.
Yeah, that sounds pretty typical.
Yeah, a lot of broken promises for his family and things like that. He got divorced, got back together with his wife.
That's not typical.
But he doesn't like it, but he doesn't know what else he could do. And when he's not doing it, he feels lost in the world. So it's for him, clocking in at the base is like coming home, but coming home to an angry bear in your fucking kitchen. It's not ideal, but it's all he knows, like it's all he knows how to like do. So I don't want to imagine what that's like. But yeah, that as well can also probably give you some insight as to why they throw killer fucking ragers, man. Because like even when they're on the front line, they just want to escape.
Yeah,
I just want to get blackout drunk for a whole fucking night.
I heard that story way too many times. It's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, my first interaction with American soldiers was with Desert Storm, and a lot of shit happened in Desert Storm. A lot of shit, and from the threat of chemical weapons to, some weapons that are banned internationally that were reused.
Mm.
And yeah, even back then, we in the early '90s, we didn't really know what PTSD was. We still called it shell shock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
So-
same thing. It's just we now understand it better and
Yeah,
have given it a true scientific name.
Yeah, but they didn't really know how to treat it or what to do with it.
Yeah.
So the after effect of that was not pretty. It was not pretty.
No.
Yeah.
Turns out MDMA, great way to treat it.
Yeah.
That's only half a joke.
Anyway, weren't we supposed to talk about fucking Scooby Doo at some point?
Actually, the title of this episode was inspired by something that we really should get to before it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
I keep seeing that article about Gary Larson keep popping up on my fucking phone.
yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that real
All right,
quick.
let's do that.
He's taking
Uh,
it.
Habib, do you know about the Far Side?
No.
Fantastic.
We'll
Thanks,
come
okay.
back to this article next week, everyone.
Fine.
Yeah, well, we might come back to him this week too, depending on how much time we have.
Yeah.
The Far Side cartoonist Gary Larson published his first new work in 25 years. Sorry, I butchered that title. I love Gary Larson. I love the Far Side comics. Enter if you dare is the message on Gary Larson's website, challenging people to explore his new content. Far Side. Cartoonist surprised fans this week when he published never before seen comics for the first time in 25 years. However, the comics he released Tuesday are a bit different than Larson's previous works. The new stuff is not the classic pen and ink comics that his followers are familiar with. Larson says on his website that his most recent creations are the result of my journey into the world of digital art. He retired in 1995, citing fatigue and fear that if I continue for many more years, my work will begin to suffer, or at the very least ease into the graveyard of mediocre cartoons, according to his state version.
Oh, sorry, guys. I got a cough.
Oh,
What the fuck is that comic even about?
Family Circus, Menace, Non Sequitur. Yeah. The 69-year-old credits a clogged pen for
Nice.
his return to the industry. On the occasions Larson would sit down to draw, he says on his website. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it. How about we just go to the website itself?
All right. Yeah, this article will be there.
Actually read what he literally said about it. Are you there?
Yeah,
No.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
there.
good.
I got the comics up.
Oh, not the comics. Go to just the farside.com/news.
I'll read it.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's
Your voice is much more suited.
Hey, I don't want to mislead anyone here. This corner of the website and news stuff is not a resurrection of the Far Side cartoons. Well, not exactly anyway. Like the proverbial tiger in its stripes, I'm pretty much stuck with humor. Oh. The thing is, I thoroughly enjoyed my career as a cinematographer, and I hope, in spirit at least, we had some laughs. But after 15 years of meeting deadlines, well, blah, 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 you know the rest. The day after I retired from syndication, it felt good. And after moving on to other interests, drawing just wasn't my to do list. Things changed. But then a few years ago, and returning to the subject at hand, something happened in my life and it started with a clogged pen. Despite my retirement, I still had intermittent connections to cartooning, including my wife's and my personal Christmas. Once a year, I'd sit myself down to take on Santa. Every year, it began with the same ritual, me cursing at it and then cleaning out my clogged pen. Apparently, the concept of cleaning it before putting it away each year was just too elusive. As problems go, this is admittedly not exactly on the scale of ooh, but in the small world of my studio, it was cataclysmic. Okay, highly unlikely. So a few years ago, finally fed up with my once new but now radically traitorous pen, I decided to try a digital tablet. I knew nothing about these devices, but hoped it would just get me through my annual Christmas card order. I got one, fired it up, and lo and behold, something totally unexpected happened. Within moments, I was having fun drawing again. I was stunned at all the tools the thing offered, all the creative potential it contained. I simply had no idea how far these things. Perhaps fittingly, the first thing I drew was a caveman. The new stuff that you'll see here is the result of my journey into the world of digital art. Believe me, this has been a bit of a learning curve. I hail from a world of pen and ink, and suddenly I was feeling like I was sitting at the controls of the 747. True, I don't get out much. But as overwhelmed as I was, there was still something familiar there, a sense of adventure. That had always been at the core of what I enjoyed most when I was drawing. The far side, that sense of exploring, reaching for something, taking some risks, sometimes hitting a home run, and sometimes coming up with cow tools. Let's not get into that. But as a jazz teacher once said to me about improvisation, you want to try and take people somewhere where they might not have been. I think that my approach to cartooning was similar. It's not sure if I knew where I was going, but I was having fun. So here goes. I've got my coffee, I've got this cool gizmo, and I've got no deadlines. And, to borrow from Sherlock Holmes, the game is afoot. Again, please remember, I'm just exploring, experimenting, and trying some new stuff. I have just one last thing to say before I go. Thank you, logged pen, Gary Larson.
Yeah, and Addie and Habib, I linked the website for you guys.
Nice.
The first one is already
I-
yes.
Yeah, no, it's the first one's dumb, but it's fun dumb, and it's classic Farsight.
The fucking what even is the third one? Just okay.
No, I enjoy it. My parents own all of the anthology books that for all the Farside comics. So I grew up just like reading through them over and over again, and I love the comics so much.
Yeah, my
I
love
like
of
that third
puns.
one.
My love of puns came from when I was probably I don't know like 15 years old. My mom for Christmas as a stocking stuffer got me a Far Side. You know those little like tearaway calendars? If it goes on
Mhm.
your desk, it's a little square. It's maybe
Mhm.
like 4 inches by 4 inches. You just
Yeah.
peel it off every day. And everyone had a comic strip on it, but it wasn't a strip. It was a one panel little gag thing. And
That's what the Farside is.
yeah, the one that stuck with me the most and like ingrained in me my love of puns was it was just like a television screen and it was like a news broadcast and the anchorman was a fly wearing a suit and it just said
Mhm.
poop at 11.
Yeah.
It was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen, but I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Uh,
Habib, take your time and like check out the Farside comics.
yeah,
It,
they're great.
they
Yeah,
99% of them are one panel.
Yeah.
So
It's just
I'm looking.
perfect little bite-sized morsels of surrealist humor.
The
Yeah.
third one is a
Yeah.
prime example of the rare exception.
Yeah.
I'm
Where
looking
it's
through the website, and some of them are fascinating.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
they
there's
still
like one
show
I
Far
can't
Side
pronounce.
comics in newspapers, to my understanding. They just
Oh,
recycle.
one that stuck with me. Like shortly after Toy Story came out, he released one with "There's a boot in my snake," and there's this.
There's a snake with a giant like boot shape in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How to make basically Gary Larson had like the job that most of us wish we would have. He made a living out of shit posting. And he only had to do it once a week.
No, he had to do it daily for a long time.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he had to like build up a catalog and all that, and then and submit them to the paper.
Yeah.
But
It's just
uh,
like this one I'm looking at where they got these people in lab coats and they got this bent out of shape fucking rocket. It's just like this time we face reality, my friends. We're not exactly scientists.
Yeah.
oh man.
It's just it's all dumb, but it's perfect.
Yeah, I think my mom
Like
put it best.
it's like Mitch Hedberg jokes.
Yeah, like I think my mom described Gary Larson best when she gave me that little calendar. She writes little notes on all the gifts that she gives us, and the note she wrote on that one was Addie, this is perfect for you. I don't get it, but it makes me laugh. So it's you know it's not for
Yep.
everyone. Like Gary Larson is kind of out there, but there's a reason that he was a mainstay of the Sunday morning comic. You know.
I'm just gonna post this in the live show. Fuck.
Yeah, that's actually a really good example of his
That's a perfect fucking example.
that and the cat phone.
Oh,
Mm,
My parents had a cat mug.
A lot of them are puns in visual form, and I love them.
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Oh, here.
There. Hopefully you guys can see it now.
Yeah, great. Put on your spectacles, everybody. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 300% size, so you can't see it.
Yeah. Not to go off
Yeah.
on too much of a tangent from this, but speaking of the comics, for the 3 people on the planet that don't know about it, there's an artist called Bill Watterson. Not his real name. We don't know his real name, but he made probably the most important like newspaper comic strip of all time, known as Calvin and Hobbes. And if you want some genuinely heartwarming, wholesome fucking content over your morning coffee, Calvin and Hobbes is where it's at.
I have
Support that
one of
man.
his books. I'm actually looking
Yeah.
at it right now.
Yeah, I have a couple Calvin and Hobbes books.
Yeah.
There, believe it or not, there actually is an overarching storyline throughout all of it.
No, there is. There
Mhm.
is.
Like each
But there's-
strip
but
has
there's-
its own
but
story,
there's-
but if you pay attention, if you go chronologically, you can see the changes in the story.
Yeah. It's a heartwarming kind of very it's like it's the kind of story where like zoomed out it makes sense, but you get it in such bite-sized background bits. It's more or less like the journey of a young boy growing up and uh like not wanting to let go of that childlike wonder and that imagination that he has, because Calvin is a very imaginative kid.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like his best friend is his stuffed tiger that he imagines goes on adventures with him all the time.
Well, as far
And
as the kid's concerned, he does.
yeah. and you know that if you don't know about Calvin or Hobbes, I don't want to go into it too much because it is you have to. There's a lot. There's decades of work there. But if you just get the anthology books, toss them on your coffee table, read them every now and then, it's worth it. It's great. And the story of the man Bill Watterson, which again is not his real name, we do not know his real name. We don't know exactly where he lives. We don't know what he looks like. It's a fantastic story. He didn't want any spotlight on him.
One thing we also know, he will not give up the rights for it for any sort of movie to be made.
Do not buy those fucking cringy dumbass stickers that you put on your bumper of Calvin peeing on something because they are not licensed.
They're an extreme disservice to what he wants.
Yeah. Bill Watterson is also I don't know that I would call him secular, but he doesn't want to get political. He doesn't want to get into like theism or anything like that. So in particular, the stickers of Calvin praying at a cross are incredibly fucking offensive.
Like if you're gonna get Calvin peeing on something, have him peeing on the word adulthood.
That's
Just
Calvin.
don't. Yeah. Or just don't. Because Mr. Watterson, he wanted the work to stand on its own. He didn't want any of the spotlight to be shared with himself. He didn't want anyone to know anything about him. He didn't want people approaching him for book deals and movie rights and a Saturday morning cartoon or a toy line, or any kind of merchandise. He just wanted to put this story out about this fucking kid and his best friend, the stuffed tiger. It's all he wanted to do with his life, and he accomplished that. And it's fucking super cool.
And if you didn't have a lot of friends growing up, you can definitely relate to everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, is that like Calvin doesn't get good about that. Calvin's not like a misanthrope, but he's like I don't need people. I got Hobbes. Yeah, he does all right by himself. He's fucking great. And as a kid, that felt like really alienated from my family growing up because I didn't live with my parents and my siblings. I felt like a kinship with them. Like I had imaginary friends when I was a kid. I didn't have one manifest out of a stuffed animal, but I made my own fun. And
by the way, if you want to hear more of Addie's story, check out Serious Saturday number 2.
Yeah,
I think it was number 1.
Bring booze if you do. I don't suggest it. It's nothing but misery.
Nick cannot sit through 15 minutes of that still. So
Nick can't.
No.
Damn. I mean, I watched the entire thing. It is rough, guys. It's really fucking rough.
Yeah. Quick primer. It's about me growing up partially in foster care, partially living with my grandmother that basically stole me away from my parents when I was born, and then put them through 11 years of like family court drama. Turning me against them, like brainwashing me that they were evil and they just wanted me for money and all kinds of things. It's a fucked up story. It'll ruin your day. I don't suggest watching it, but
I disagree with you. I suggest watching it so you get a little bit of insight into what it is to be in like the foster care system. Especially
I think it's just important, like an important look into just how broken, corrupt, and absolutely unjust the family court system in the United States is.
Yeah, it's like you watch movies like Oliver Twist and all these other like old films about kids in orphanages and stuff, and you're like, wow, like I'm so glad this isn't real. This is just like this like it's like at least in some of the facilities I was in growing up, like through the late 80s and into the early 90s, it's not too far off reality. You know, it's especially during that time, attitudes about like smacking a kid around were a lot different than they are now. Yeah, it's just it's a bummer. I don't really want to talk too much about it here, but
Yeah.
if you're interested, if you want some of that insight and you're just absolutely masochistic, go check it out. I will say, I've had friends. Well, I have friends who could not conceive, so they chose fostering as an option. And from what they tell me, at least here in New York State and out in California, where one of my other friends that adopted was, things are much better. Things are much better nowadays. I don't. I only know what they told me, but I don't know if that's just like the facilities putting on a show for the potential parents. But I don't know. Like North Korea putting up like fake storefronts. But
Oof.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
not a flattering comparison, but not too far off.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, if you want to be mega depressed and lose even more faith in humanity, yeah,
Faith in
I guess.
humanity? What's that?
I guess check it out. But I don't want to fucking end the show on, I don't know when we're ending, but I don't want to bring the fucking show down. Let's talk about something else. Where's that
No,
Scooby-Doo
okay.
shit? You want me to read the Scooby-Doo article?
Yeah,
What?
that's why I linked you to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jables, do you have any word from Nick? Real quick.
I'm going to say I don't see it.
Rimshee, I'm stalling. That's why I'm having Addie read the article so I can talk to Nick real quick.
Strap in, people. We might be here, man.
All right. So this one comes from our friends who write the hard times. Scooby-Doo ill-equipped self-sex tracking link.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Was that me or was that you?
Hmm?
That was choppy as fuck.
Do you want me to repeat that?
If you don't mind.
Scooby-Doo gang ill-equipped solve sex trafficking ring. Yeah, Larry says audio's fucked.
Huh. Everything's fine on my end.
Everything's fine for me too.
Yeah, it's good now.
Everyone type 69 in the chat if it's better.
I think it's fine now because the audio was coming through Discord all fucked, so.
Larry says it's back.
Larry says back, and he typed 69. That's all I need. All right.
All right, go ahead and read.
A team of amateur sleuths and their great name known as Mystery Inc. got more than they bargained for recently after an allegedly haunted warehouse turned out to be home to an international sex trafficking ring, meddling sources confirmed.
Oh boy.
We were listening to the police scanner. Oh, my speech impediment, goddammit. I forgot why I don't do this anymore. We were listening to the police scanner in the mystery machine when we heard a 1054 called in. We thought that was the code for a ghoul prowling around an old amusement park, explained Robert Hinckley, one of the sleuths. We burst through the door expecting to see an old man in a Halloween costume or something like that. But instead, there was blood and fecal matter everywhere. And some of those boys were so young. Shaggy fell to a fetal position, muttering zoinks, 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 over and over again. And Freddy kept pulling on the faces of one of the presumed captors as if the guy was wearing a mask. If there was ever a time I wanted to lose my glasses, that was it. Oh, man. Oh, God. Okay. Following the incident, former Mystery Inc. associate Norval Shaggy Rogers quit amateur crime solving to focus on personal endeavors. Like, I don't know, man. After what we saw, solving petty crimes with a talking dog and occasionally Batman or the Harlem Globetrotters just seems kind of ridiculous now. But I'm especially wondering if Scoop was taking it, said Shaggy. He's barely eating, and his speech has been more incoherent than usual. Last week, I invited our old pals Johnny Quest and Haji over, but Scoop freaked out and attacked him. He chopped Haji's turban right off his head. Okay, all right.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, the fucking gloves are off on this one, guys. Holy shit.
You mean the gloves were ever on with the hard times?
Oh god. Yo, okay, hold up. All right, after we read this, I want to point out something I saw on the sidebar. Therapist Dr. Leo Grant claimed that several members of the so-called Scooby-Doo gang are likely suffering from PTSD. In addition to talking about their experiences with a professional, I believe that finding a way to channel this negativity is key to moving past it, said Dr. Grant. For instance, I know Velma and Daphne are starting a true crime podcast, and Freddy has since come out of the closet. When reached for comment, a despondent Scooby-Doo added, "This was meaningless, and all our graves go unattended. But there's no God." Oh my god.
No, it's terrible. Great. All at the same time.
I kind of want to point out on the front, on the sidebar, that in the Hard Times Podcast Network, our boy Lorway's Wonder Bread is up there. I don't know if that's showing up on the screen.
Oh no shit.
Probably not for what you're seeing.
I just thought that was nifty.
Oh, and by the way, Laura Wonderbird is filming a movie with Nick this weekend. So
Holy shit.
All right, I'm gonna
Nice.
leave and come back because I think it's on my end that the issues are happening. So here we go. I am out and I'm popping back in. And hopefully that fixed whatever issue was going on. Or it doesn't.
I don't know what the issue was. Like I was fine. It's still fine.
Well, I'm just having issues for some reason. I don't get it.
Well, am I still having issues?
I'm just having
It's
audio
Rimshee,
issues
so
on
it's-
my end.
how does somebody's the creator? Larry's saying still choppy.
Hmm.
I
Alright.
it's-
I
Yeah, I'm
switched the
getting
servers
thing
on the.
Twitch
I
that
switched
says,
the.
"Is video buffering? Use the latency time."
I switched
but
the
that's-
server setup. So we're Discord's now connected to West, so hopefully that fixes the issues. It was connected to East for some reason.
Hmm.
Oh.
I'm not feeding hentai. I don't have any hentai.
Addie, you're sub to this.
Not. Don't lie.
Yeah, with Twitch Prime.
It's fun.
Yeah, I subbed to this channel with Twitch Prime.
I'm not even sub to this channel. Fuck you. I'm taking your money.
I
I
don't
What
even.
channel are we talking about?
Well, that's what changed the Discord, the channel that you're on right now.
I mean, yeah, I know that we're streaming somewhere, but I just don't know the channel.
Imagine hopping into a live stream
I'll DM you a
and
link.
putting your voice out there and not even know where the fuck it's going. Just be like, it's fine.
You know, I'm just hanging out with friends. Like,
It's probably
Yeah.
better if I don't know.
all right, give this place a follow. Then I follow it. Jesus, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I follow so many people on Twitch.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Oh.
YouTube. You eventually just acquire so many channels that you're sub to that it's like, do I even watch any of these anymore?
Yeah, I don't. I'm guilty of that on YouTube. I need to clean my list there. Recently, I unfollowed like 400 people on Twitter, and some of them got salty. It was kind of funny. Like, you're filling my timeline with nothing but cancer. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Have
I'd
cancer,
skip
according
that
to them.
training barely.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have cancer like the rest of us.
It's getting tough because, like, pretty much all I do is follow artists on Twitter so that I can just retweet porn constantly. But a lot of the artists I follow are people with opinions and political leanings, so I have to see them. So it's like, I just want to jerk off, but there's so much anti-cop and pro this and anti that, and I'm like, I don't like. You're a person and you have the right to do that, but like I have to
Real
leave fire with that. Damn it! I'm just trying to masturbate, and you're making it hard. Well, no, you're not making it hard. That's the problem.
You were doing
I was gonna say, like, dude, the hell.
But
No, I mean, I'm okay with political opinions. I can just say whatever
Yeah.
you want. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah,
It's just like
artists are people too.
when opinions get a little bit too, I would say, okay, I'll give you an example. I followed this person for years, and I've always known her as, a person who's very pro-Israel and pro like one state solution. Fuck the Palestinians, and I'm like, I'm fine with that. She can have her opinion. I'm gonna disagree, but when she goes like, I don't want a one state solution to be secular because then we'll have a Muslim majority and their vote would be dangerous. I'm like, no, at this point, you just hate Palestinians. You just don't like. Come on. So I followed her, and she got a little bit salty. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
at what point should I call a racist a racist? Like, that's my question always. Like, at what point?
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it too political. I'm not gonna get too heavy, but I do just want to say specifically the thing that's bugging me. And
Yeah, we try and avoid being too political on here.
It's
Yeah.
the whole ACAB thing. You can call it bias. I'm white. I'll say that right now. I'm a white dude. Call that points deducted from my privilege card or added to my privilege card, whatever you want to say. But I have friends and family who are police, and I know specifically that they are good people and they just want to help. So the ACAB thing pisses me off a lot. I am not an absolutist, and it drives me nuts that there are a tidal wave of people who are just like, if you're a cop, you're a bad person. You're racist by default, and you just want to kill black people. And it's, dude, I get it. I understand. I'm on your side. Police reform, yes. Please stop with the ACAB bullshit. Please. That's all I'm going to say. That's it.
Yeah, I completely understand. Like, and I run into like I run with a lot of people that go with ACAB and ACAB this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this into a tangent, and I'm sorry if it's getting a little bit too political, but not U.S. centered. Am I allowed to do that?
You're allowed to do
Let's spread it a little bit, because here's the thing with it troubles me with the U.S. is that the police, in general, they have a monopoly on violence, while in a lot of other countries, I'm going to give you an example of Lebanon. Lebanon had big protests a few months ago, back in October, and the protesters were in the millions. They blocked the entirety of like all the major cities. No one could go to work. No one could do anything. And their demands were to dissolve the entire parliament. Every single one of them had to step down. Big demand. And yeah, they paralyzed the entirety of Beirut. And the police tried to intervene. And like when the police tried to intervene, all right, they're going to break through. Who stepped in? The army stepped in. And they're like, yeah, we swore a vow to protect the people. So if the police would touch any of these guys, we would shoot you on sight. That's something that the U.S. Army could never ever do, because they don't have the jurisdiction, they don't have the power to do it. And that dynamic, like once a single institution had a monopoly on that kind of violence, it gets corrupt. So when I say ACAB, I don't mean like all police officers. I mean like the police as an establishment in the U.S. is a bunch of bastards. Individuals, no. It's just like my criticism of the Army, like the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
I hang out with a lot of Marine, and I hung out with U.S. Air Force people. Brilliant people, fine people, friends. They're still friends. They've been friends for a while. The establishment? Fuck that establishment.
All right, I see where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
issue
never
is
had that
not.
nuance presented
There
to
are
me.
plenty of people out there who will use
Yeah.
it to say, no, the individuals are bad because they're cops.
Well, it's Twitter. That's
Yeah.
everything. Like Donut just boosted this thing about this dude like stabbed his little sister or his daughter or something in the neck and then bashed her brains in with like a barbell and then got shot by the cops in the street. And before any of that came out, Twitter was like justice for this guy who just did all this stuff to a kid. You know, it's like Twitter's full of fucking idiots that don't care about nuance or anything like that. See,
Okay, we're probably
thank
getting
you.
a little too into
Oh,
politics at this
okay,
point.
yeah. I just want to close at least my part of this with
Social
thank you,
politics.
Habib. Thank you, Habib, for that like nuance that you just presented me because I don't get that from Twitter. All Twitter gives me is if you're wearing blue, fuck you. So like thank you.
No, okay.
I
Yeah,
never had
I
that.
think I
I
think with
appreciate
the
that.
police, at least in the U.S., it's a little bit more like what's happening in the U.S. Let's forget about the police. Forget about everything. There's a lot of empathy everywhere.
Yeah.
No one is empathizing with anybody. Like when someone like let's take it to another direction. When anyone talks about white privilege as a minority, they're like, "Oh no, you just hate white people. Oh no," and they would just block everything that that person said out of their mind,
Yeah.
even if they're talking about legit points.
Yeah.
It's it's this loss of empathy that I see, especially when it comes to the U.S., and I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I can't relate to it, to be honest.
I resisted the white privilege thing for a long time. I know we don't want to go into it too long, but I didn't get it because like I was stuck on the whole thing of like like everyone's got privilege to an extent. Like oh like if you're going into the NBA, if you're black, you're probably more likely to get drafted than a white guy. It's like yeah, that's if you're black and you're like a star athlete that managed to get into college and like skyrocketed to success. That's not the average black dude. Whereas the average white dude can walk down the street wearing a hoodie and not get stopped by 17 cops. It's like that's the difference. That's the balance that we're talking about when we talk about things like white privilege. It's not just whitey has it super easy. There's more to it than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like
a lot
there's
of
a
people
lot of it.
interpret it
Hey,
as that on both sides, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's been plenty of times I've grown up in mostly white cities and just having a skateboard has gotten me stopped.
Yeah.
Like there,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a
there's a
hierarchy
lot of
of profiling. There's
It's not
like
about your
yeah,
skin color per se. It's about what's unusual to that city and what is
yeah,
consistently considered to be the problem.
yeah.
Like,
I was
and to be fair, that could be skin color in that case, but
yeah
it's like
like
skateboarders or
No, I think
hoodlums or
when it comes to the white privilege kind of question, or the let's say the disenfranchisement of a lot of black communities over there, it goes a little bit beyond just being sought by the police. Like it's already documented research that like you get like two resumes with the same, they're pretty much identical, and the one with a white-ish name gets picked more.
mhm.
And that's like the research that's been done. Like it's already documented. That's not something that someone on Twitter just said. I don't really care much. I don't put a lot of weight on whatever people on
but
Twitter say. It's
but I agree with you. Like your name shouldn't matter. Your name shouldn't be on the resume. They should take you based on the resume itself.
yeah,
yeah,
but
and then
the
when you get into like generational wealth, and you get into like the housing discrimination, and then we could open like a whole big can of worms here.
yeah,
Did my
this whole
Saturday stream
topic could
get
go
denied?
way
and
in depth.
hold on. Let me just say this right
Okay.
now, right here, right now.
Hmm.
Yep.
I'm drunk and I don't want to dig deep into this right now.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
The bottom line is that like people, especially like on the Twitter sphere, have a nasty problem of wanting to oversimplify things that were hopeless.
They want to oversimplify.
Yeah, everything's black and white. Nobody cares about the people from India.
Yeah.
Things are
it's
black
amazing
and
to
white.
me,
No
like,
one cares if you're brown.
Whoa,
Jables,
there's our
2020.
racist take for the.
and it goes from people love to give simple solutions to complicated problems, and it always amazes me.
Yeah. And
It's like, how to solve the economy? Oh, we just,
Yeah.
you know, let's like what Vosh does. Like, let's just convert everything into like co-op, like worker co-ops, and it's gonna be solved. Like, come on, dude.
The
Come on,
answers
dude.
are never
it
that
doesn't necessarily
simple.
work like that. Like,
Yeah.
there are tons of unions that fucked up work for butchers and shit. Like, it's no, it's
And I'm pro union.
Unions are not a one-way
need to-
solution.
yeah.
we need
Yes,
to have.
I am also
Some-
pro union, but
yeah,
like
sometime-
we'll make
But yeah, like we need to have these conversations at some point, like dedicate a Saturday or something. To these
Yeah,
kind of things.
serious Saturday
Because
to
I'm pro,
not politics necessarily, but
I
stuff
know,
along these
yeah.
lines.
like social
Yeah,
stuff. But
unions?
like I'm pro a lot of stuff. I'm pro cop, I'm pro union, I'm pro military, but an asterisk is attached on all of those because no system is perfect, and there are unions that are fucking predatory. You know,
Yeah,
Fuck a
but
cop, fuck co-op.
yeah.
Hey, Larry, what's up? I'm watching the chat now.
Yeah, but
Oh, man.
yeah, God, Habib, you and I make everything fucking political. What the fuck, man?
I don't know. Like, I don't talk about politics a lot during my streams, but since here, it's just like, here's the thing. I like to engage with politics when it comes to people that disagree with me a little bit.
Stream, but you're in the ruin our fucking stream. Thanks a lot, asshole.
Hey, I play games. Listen, like, I was playing Skyrim, and literally, like, after I met the Stone Cold, like, political commentary. What do they mean? Oh, racism. Oh, no, look at this and look at that. Like, Larry would tell you, like, yeah, I talk about politics a little bit, but I don't know, you guys. I think it's because I can't agree with you, and we still have mutual respect, and I enjoy that.
Okay. Let me
Fuck the
throw,
board, folks. Empire all the way.
Exactly.
let me throw a clarification out there. When we say no politics, we're talking about like partisan shit.
Yeah.
And that's mostly what we're saying. We
God,
try and avoid talking
let's-
politics
okay,
in general on
let's,
this show, but like
Yeah.
it's mostly like don't.
I'm
we
gonna
try
brighten the
and
mood here. I'm gonna.
I went on a full like 10-15 minute rant about them trying to ban dwarf tots in my state.
Yeah.
Let's brighten the mood a little bit. I'm gonna ask you something that's kind of political, but kind of not. Who's your favorite dictator?
Oh, my favorite.
Doing this right now.
You know what? I think we should have Habib on a serious Saturday sometime soon, and we should just do shit like this. Like this is the entire show for that Saturday.
Okay, I'm down.
Hold on, I might actually have an answer.
I actually do it.
Go ahead.
Mussolini, without a doubt. 'Cause the food's better.
Genghis Khan.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That depends where you fall in the hierarchy. Like, are you part of that massive army that also includes children, or are you?
No. Hold on. Genghis Khan was huge about meritocracy, so if you were good at anything, he would keep you.
I mean, fair enough, but that also include being.
Otherwise, you'd be fucking cannon fodder, sure. But like overall, like if you were good at something, he'd keep you.
Actually, Larry and I agree on who's the favorite dictator. Gaddafi. If you played a game called Tropico, like the comical version of a dictator with like, supermodels. They're like he hired supermodels as his like personal guard. He has a green book that it's filled with silly stuff. Forgot some of the quotes, but yeah, look up his green book. It's a lot of silly shit, and Yeah, he did comical.
I will say that the bad ending for the Muammar Gaddafi playthrough is pretty lit. I remember watching that shit on the news with my fucking landlord, who was from Lebanon. Like
Oh
that
dear.
that was hilarious. Like, yeah, they fled Lebanon during, like, there was like a Christian purge during the 80s or whatever, and they came to America because they were Christian. And you know, he was my landlord back in, like, from like 2009 to about 2012, before I moved out to Cali. And I remember when they were dragging like Gaddafi was running around fearing for his fucking life, and we heard that he got mob justiced in the end. And like my fucking landlord invited me to this huge party with his whole fucking family to celebrate it. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like,
I mean, the end of Saddam Hussein was quite satisfying too.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's weird here because when you mention dictators like Hitler, most people in the Middle East, they're just like, it's a historical figure. They don't have that gut reaction to them. But you mentioned Saddam Hussein, then everybody's going to have the same gut reaction that Europeans would have against Hitler.
Hmm.
Because yeah, we lived through that. We lived through the entire hell that he brought on us.
Yeah. His
And then
But
if you're American, it's like, fuck all of them. Fuck them. They're all
yeah.
get fucked. We fucking killed you already. We're done.
Uday was spooky too, man. Like, obviously, I didn't live through that shit, but like when you're Saddam Hussein's kid, and he goes, "You're not taking over when I go," like, you're a fucked up dude.
yeah, that family was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, look at Saddam Hussein's wedding photos. He has a photo of himself with his newlywed wife, and he was pointing a gun at her head at their wedding. Let me look it up.
Oh, Larry in the chat, Hitler was a vegetarian. Freak that shit. Hitler was also an artist.
So
Yeah,
fuck
Hitler
art
failed
and
out of
fuck
art
veg-
school.
Yeah, so fuck art and fuck vegetables.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to fuck vegetables per se.
I mean,
Do I have to?
Eating soy makes you an evil dictator. That's what I take from Hitler.
Keto all the way.
I don't know. Does Pol Pot count as a dictator? Because I think he gets his marks on the psychopath end of things.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know if he classifies as a dictator. Definitely a tyrant.
That's fair. But yeah, this is the photo I was mentioning.
Moving fields thing.
It's a cute wedding photo.
It's a little morbid, but fucking Uday and Kusei's faces were too fucked up for the burial. So they made really fucking bad body doubles to put in the caskets. People pay respect there. They look
Oh,
so
dear.
bad. They look so bad.
That sounds like a win to me.
Oh god. Because, you know, they got blown up in a fucking compound. Fucking, like, Kusei's whole face collapsed.
Oh
Wait, Rimshee, is this what your
no!
wedding photos are gonna look like?
Oh
No, it's
Fucking,
not what my wedding photos are gonna look like.
fuck, I lost it.
It's the other way around.
You're not gonna
Here we
hold
go.
it. Oh, okay, she'll hold a gun up to your head.
Here we go, guys. There.
Hey, we got a Nick in the chat.
What up? There we
Yeah.
go.
Ahoy, Nick!
Oh wow. Damn.
Whoops, those are actual dead bodies, but they had fake, like, masks on.
They look like they're carved out of wood.
Yep. That's bad.
The one
Where'd
on the
you
left
put
kind of
that,
looks
Addie?
like a bloated Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, right?
So the real question is:
Made
French
it
toast,
like that, I think.
French toast, pancakes, or waffles? What should I make for breakfast?
French toast.
I'm on the
Okay.
fence.
A
Well,
porn film.
what kind of waffles? Like
Yeah, it depends.
a waffle iron or like?
Yeah, just a waffle iron. Nothing special.
Okay, yeah.
Blueberry waffles.
Banana
Strawberry
waffles.
waffles.
Cinnamon banana waffle.
I
Yeah, that actually is a good question. Are the waffles going to be special anyway, like chocolate chips, some sort of fruit, or anything?
No, I just have some jam. Got some strawberry jam, blueberry jam. That's all I have.
Oh,
So,
do you? Oh, okay. Hold on. Do you have any powdered sugar or syrup?
I've got some maple syrup.
Was open so bad.
Okay.
right now.
French toast, hands down.
Okay, French toast. French toast it is. Whatever I have any bread left. Jesus Christ! Like,
Well,
yeah,
why would you even ask if you don't have bread left? You dumb fuck.
I don't know if I have it. Okay, I've got some. Yeah, I've got some.
So what kind of bread are you using?
Yeah, man.
Just some
There's too
just
many
some-
factors here.
white bread that I bought from the store, just like a loaf. Like,
We
dude,
just
Oh.
talking about how people on the internet want to simplify things, and you come at me with a basic ass question like waffles or
yeah, dude,
fucking French toast.
I-
You know how many variables there are there, dude?
Yeah, are you talking blueberry waffles, blueberry pancakes,
not even
fucking
that,
strawberries? Are you including bananas? Is there?
All right. I'm sorry.
This type of fucking waffle too.
I'm sorry. Something that
Apple
Nick said-
cinnamon waffles, apple cinnamon pancake. What are you
Shut up,
talking about,
Rimshee.
man?
Something that Nick said in the chat just caught my attention and upset me. Habib, how the fuck have you only recently heard about corned beef hash?
because I don't buy beef in a can.
No, you don't need it in a fucking can. You can.
Why would you? Oh Jesus!
You can.
Yeah, because
Oh my
I got some corned
God.
beef in a can, and I was like, "What the fuck do I do with it?" And Nick was like,
No,
"Just do
you don't.
some corned beef hash," and I made it, and it was.
Yes, yeah, you can do it with a can, but you shouldn't.
The only reason you don't want to
Yeah.
start streaming is because you want to watch us suffer, Nick. Don't lie.
Nah, I
No,
mean, it was
Larry,
okay.
you don't put it
Not
on
as-
waffles. You put
not
it
as-
in the waffles. That's what the cups are
All right,
for.
Okay. Yeah, no, I remember you and I talking
Directly
about
into the
how you had
batter.
canned. Hold on, time out, everybody. Habib, I remember you talking about having corned beef in a can available to you,
yeah,
and I told you to
Hell
throw
no.
it out.
Not
but I don't
Nutella.
waste food.
That shit's disgusting.
No,
No,
What you
it's
do- corned beef is just a brisket. But don't do it from a fucking can.
I'm
Take the brisket, slow cook it.
I mean, I
Larry,
know how
I
to cook
lost-
briskets. It's fine.
I ended 2 friendships this month
Okay.
over pretty serious shit. But I was not nearly as offended by either of those cases as me just reading in the chat, you don't put fruit on waffles. Larry, I thought I knew you, dude. I thought you were all right. I thought you were on the level, man. You know what you don't put on waffles? You don't put fucking syrup on waffles. You put fresh strawberries, and you put powdered fucking sugar, and you put a little bit of butter, and that's it. Or, have them however you want. This is America.
No. What you put on waffles?
But you don't put fruit
Fried
on
chicken.
No,
Fried
here's what you
chicken.
do for a really delicious waffle. You get and you dice up apples, you toss a bunch of cinnamon in there, you add it all to the batter, and you put that in your waffle maker.
Hey, everyone say hi to the Dr. 907. That's my good friend Tully from New Zealand.
Hey, all right. It's too bad you're too late. Thank you for joining us. This is the show. Nick's
This still got completely derailed.
Stick
We didn't
around.
cover
We're gonna
half of
bring
our-
in the late night Saints. Be sure to tune in back next week at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Discord. Thank you. Have a good night.
Night, night.
Fuck all you people. Get out of here.
Bye.